At Moid_gaming, it seems like your sound alerts browser source is offline. Make sure you've implemented the source correctly.
So this blasted thing on Twitch keeps saying the same thing over and over again. That the sound setup for this. I'm just going to remove this whole stickers thing because it's actually getting in the way of. I'll figure that out on my own time. So I'm going to remove that from my actual stream, or at least deactivate it for the moment, because it's really it's not doing what I want it to do. So the extension stream sticker is now active on slots extension panel 1. You can manage equipment, manage permissions. Okay, so manage permission. The extension can view by subscription list. You can successfully authorize this extension to view your subscriber list. Extension can send message to my chat, which it has. The extension can use bytes in extension features on my channel, which it has. Okay, so I gotta figure out what's going on with this. It says the sound is not updated and put in. So let me just load in Warframe right now. I'll figure this out on a different day. Actually, no, I'll just deactivate it for the moment, and then I'll make it active when I get it worked out. It says global stickers. Use this section to manage your set of global stickers. Blah 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 blah. Customize stickers. Blah, blah. Settings. It says your settings. See what's going on here. No alert variation selected. Subscribers. I guess I could set it as default. Yeah, but this is automatically set in, so that has nothing to do with that. That's something totally different. And let's config this. I just don't want this thing to annoy me about this again. Otherwise, I'll just remove it completely. Um, so I guess I'm really going to just select one. Screw it. I'll select one. I'll select the Bravo. Might have to figure this out on my own time. At least enable. No, but they're all enabled, so I don't know what the hell's going on here. They're all enabled. They're all set. So here's upload 12 stickers. You can earn up to 12. Use this area to read blah 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 blah. They are here. Sticker party, blah blah blah. Maybe this is one of those things that it won't let you do certain things. Browser, what? Your browser medium source. Copy. Okay, so I'll copy this. Or I'll just copy it the regular old-fashioned way. Control C. And let me test this sticker. Turn up the volume. Once you have added the browser source to your stream software, let me load in.
Eternal, it's your lucky day.
I don't like this stuff bothering me when I'm trying to stream. That's why I'm trying to get it out the way. Sticker placement. Top left. Or maybe that's what it was. Maybe I didn't place it in the right place. Top right. Or just the right. I'll put top right. Sticker placement, top right. Chat alerts. Enable. Message, clap, and sticker. Important. That's enable. Overlay alert, enable. Options. Color options, outline. Might as well leave it there, top of screen. Or just leave it where it is. And then chat bot. Enable. It says active by configuring your browser source URL in your check. Not active. It says it's not active. What the hell? You can grant permission. Okay, I don't want this to take away from my time to do what I have to do. I wonder why it's saying not active though. It's pretty sure it's active. Let me go down, scroll all the way down. It should say active. It's bizarre. Manage permissions. No discovery. Extensions. These are all activated and they're you know what? I'll figure this out on my own time. I'll truly figure this out on my own time. This is I don't want this to get in my way. Um, I don't want this to get in my way whatsoever. Yeah, so for right now, I'll just remove it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to remove it from my stream tools. I mean, not my for my stream, but for my extension. I'll just remove it from my extensions, and I'll figure it out on my own time. Um, manage. Yeah, I'll just take it off active. I'll remove it. I'll uninstall it and then I'll reinstall it some other time in the future. It's really annoying every time it pops up. It tells me that how the sound isn't on. It's not fun whatsoever, and it's taking away from my time playing Warframe. And I don't like people just seeing me trying to figure out things that they cannot see what it is that I'm trying to figure out. So since I've been streaming for like 10 minutes on Warframe already, just talking about some tool that don't work, I'll get straight into it. I'm ignoring Hildren, and I'm going straight for the last two Warframes, the last four Warframes I was talking about. And those last fours are going to be Sarn. It was Sarn, it was Nyx, it was Sarn, Nyx, what was it, Mesa, and Korra. So those are the ones I'm going to go for. So I'll start with Sarn first, and then I'll work my way up. Sarn is probably one of the most difficult Warframes to use, but it's also one of the most satisfying and hardest Warframes to master. But at the same time, it's one of the Warframes that could do a lot of DPS damage. Okay, so I'll start from the same way I always start from, which is from 0. Okay, so the base for this Warframe is a standard of 300 armor, 300 energy, 375 health, 300 shields. This is an all-rounder good Warframe. All-round good Warframe. Her armor is good, her energy is good, her health is good, her shields is good. The only thing slow is her run speed. She's a good Warframe all around. Everything about her is good from the very beginning. Everything is even. Everything's in the 300s. So she has a great amount of energy. She has great armor. She has great shields. That's why she's the top. She's one in the top. She's a top tier Warframe because everything in her kit is good. Now, when I mean her kit, it's not just her base standard armor and health and everything. That's part of her whole kit. I'm also talking about her abilities as well. Like every single one of her abilities is necessary. Like Spore is necessary, Molt is necessary, Toxic Lash is necessary, and Mishima is, you could say, is not that necessary, but when you're in a heated situation, you're going to want to do those quick kills. Like if you're really in a dire situation and you're not killing enemies fast enough, you do that to kill them off real quick. So that the fourth ability is probably one you use less, but it's the one that will kill enemies quicker than any other. So to start off how you use this Warframe, the only thing you need to know when you first start to use this Warframe is two things: Spore and Molt. If you learn how to master Spore and Molt, then you're going to be able to master this Warframe. If you know how to use Spore and Molt, you're going to be able to know how to use this Warframe and master this Warframe. Spore and Molt is together are the bread and butter of this Warframe. Toxic Lash a little, but Spore and Molt are what you will need in order to survive high level missions and kill off enemies quick. So, first thing you need to do in order to start your quick kills, as well as to, once you start taking heavy damage, recover a certain amount of health. Start your quick kills starts with your spores, your first ability. So inflict a target with a pox of corrosive spores. Spread spores. Spores are spread to nearby enemies and destroying them or killing their host. The longer the spore spreads, its damage will increase. So that's all you need to know for the first ability. So the longer you keep the duration on this Warframe for her spores, the longer the damage will start to increase steadily over time. And the more it increases over time, eventually it'll hit a crescendo and becomes extremely toxic to the point that will kill enemies straight off from the back. So you always want to have high amounts of duration with regards to this Warframe. Not so much with regards to her first ability, but with regards to her other abilities that are synergized with regards to, because it says spread spores to nearby enemies by destroying them or killing their host. So you could destroy the spores once you cast it on them, or you could kill a host. The longer the spore spreads, its damage will increase. So I guess you could say if it's not duration, it's range based. So the first one is based on range, and the others are based on durations. So duration, and then duration as well. So the first one is more about range than duration. For some reason, I thought it was duration. The moment it says longer it takes to spread, but now that I read it and I look at it closer, it means the longer you could spread it off in a wide area, the more it would do more damage. It's not about duration increase. It's about the farther you can make it go, the further you can make the spore spread. The further you can increase your range, you can increase your range from 145 to, like, say 280. The further you can increase your range from bare base of 100 to 280, the higher the damage will increase. So the more it grows with distance. That's basically what the game is telling you. It grows with distance. So the further it goes, the further the damage increase per each enemy it inflicts. So if the enemy is closer to Sarn, it doesn't matter. I guess you could say, well, it does matter. The closer enemies to Sarn will always take more toxic damage than the one furthest from Sarn. So I guess it grows outwards. It increases inwards and then it grows outwards. Or maybe it just grows all around. You just increase it for an incredible godly range, like a ridiculous amount of range, a ridiculous amount of range, and it doesn't even matter. The increase in damage will grow regardless. So that's what it's saying. So it could be two things. It could be it grows based on enemies being near Sarn and goes upwards and gets higher in damage based on how far you can make the range, or it just grows in damage simply based on how far it can go. So that's what we're going to do for the first ability right now. And then we'll work our way to the second and to the third. So the highest I could think this ability can go is 280. So I'm going to look for the highest range. Now understand that the first ability is based on damage. And if you put on a type of mod that reduces damage, so would the status chance. The status chance will reduce. The damage per second will reduce. The reset decay will also reduce. So even though it's based on damage in range, an ability mod that decreases uh, power strength would actually affect it. So it's up to you to decide, well, do I want the furthest range or do I want a range that's beyond 200 but not at the 280 range? But in this game, here's the thing. If you could kill if you could make your damage increase by an ungodly range, you don't have to worry about the range like something like overextended reducing your damage output because the first ability basically states this that it would increase in damage the further it goes. So even though the damage per second will be low, the more you increase the range, that damage per second will be increased regardless if it's at 4. So it'll be like 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. So it will be multiplied based on how far it goes. So even though it'll be 4 damage per second, it'll be multiplied by how many range you increased. So at a standard of 100 is 4. At a standard of probably 200 is probably going to be 8. And a standard of like say like 280, it'll probably be like uh, well um, it won't be 12, but it'll probably be like 10. So either the damage multiplied by or it adds. So I believe once it gets to like 200, it multiplies. It doesn't add. So it would be like 16 once it gets to 200, and then you multiply that 16 by, or you multiply it by another 4. You multiply that 16 by another 4, and that should be the based on the 280. But then it's not a full 300, so you can't multiply it by 4. You might have to multiply that 16 by 2 and get your actually amount that you need. Yeah, so it'd be like 30 or something, or 32 overall damage. So if I put this at 280, it'll be like 32 overall damage per second rather than 4 damage per second if I put it all the way to 280. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not paying attention to the 4 damage per second. I'm paying attention to the fact that the range will increase that damage. So her kit is very weird. Very weird. And of course you need prime flow. It's just a standard. So now she's at a range of 265, almost close, not at exactly at 280. I believe 280 is the furthest range you could get in this game. There haven't been a mod that they release yet to actually increase it to like 300 range. So 280 will be the default standard for the max amount of range you could get in this game. Okay, so that's 280. Okay, so finally got my furthest range, and that is 168 I mean not millimeters. I'm thinking about something else. 168 meters by 4 will be multiplied like 3 times. Okay, so now I'm good for, and what I want to do is I want to increase my strength now. Even though it says 40, which is incredibly bad, I want to get it back up to that 100 that I had before. Okay, there it is. All right, so finally got it up to 100, but I don't want my duration to fall, so I might not use. It's one of those sticky situations where Might have to use transient. Okay. And then there you go. But it's not corrosive. I need. So her thing is she has to survive against strong level enemies. So what you want is to increase her health. So since she doesn't have something like shields or we're not going to add more armor to her. I'm going to be using her health mostly to survive. So we're going to add more health towards this by using coaction drift. And now we have our range. We could have her strength to be, I guess, a little bit more. But we don't have vitality on. So here's the issue is you need vitality on. You need health on. But you also need her strength to be a little bit up. I mean, if you don't want her strength to be up, you want it to be at 95, that's fine, but it'll take a while to kill enemies anyway. That's level 100 with 95. So that's not really good. So here's the issue. Should we go Umbra? And this, that will still put us at 95, but at least we'll get a lot of health in return. Then should we keep it at 265? That's perfect to me. I mean, it's not 280. I want it to be at 280 so we could have the maximum amount of damage. But since we're going with keeping her alive as much as we can, as fast as we can, and getting as much out of it as we possibly can, standard will be 100 duration, and regenerative mult will be on. The reason why I'm putting this mod on is because it says right here, after casting Molt, the second ability, Sarn, regenerates 50 health per second for 10 seconds. Yeah, so that's kind of good. So once I use the second ability, boom, starts granting health for a full 10 seconds. And then, let's see here. Last but not least, just need to increase power strength, or at least range, if we're not going to increase strength. Typically, you would increase power strength. I mean, 265 is fine. You just need that extra power strength for fighting big boys. I just don't want to knock down the duration. But I think this is good. This is good. I don't mind the duration being 78. Um, I need regenerative malt here. So let's see. Let's look at our setup now. Okay, so first ability is good, but the decay rate is 11%. That's not bad. That's just 1% higher than what it was. Its base was 10. We just go up about 1% higher. That's not bad at all. Its reset decay is good. It's a 16. Status chance is also good. That's 70. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's beyond 50%, so at least I don't have to worry about struggling to kill enemies once they're level 100. Um, Once they're at level 100, it'll take them like a good couple of seconds before they're actually dead. And damage per second is now gone to 14, where it was 4 before. It's now gone to 14, so it's good. I knew it was something around that range. Like if it wasn't, I mean, I guess if I put it at 280, it'll be beyond 14. But I knew it was something around that range, about 14. And then, but I thought it was 14 at 280. But I guess it's at 265, and then 280, it'll probably be like yeah, like 18 or something, 18 or 20. So 14 is good. I was wondering if 14 was going to be an issue, but 14 is good. At 259 meters, at 25 energy, that's good. Now, duration is the issue here. Buff duration is 3. That's not good. Duration is 6, but buff duration is only less than 5 seconds. It's not really good. So I might just, let's see what the strength of my one is. 9. Not exactly what I wanted, but see if I could up the duration more. Up the buff duration for a second. 7 seconds. Speed duration is increased. 7 seconds for this. That seems kind of pointless. Best to even have is best to have strength. Adaptation. Yeah, this seems about right. This seems about right. Yeah, this is right. Because I completely forgot I need to add in adaptation or rolling guard. So yeah, this is right. I mean, I won't get past. I won't get that 14 that I want, but I got it at 10. Actually, no, that's not good. I really wanted at 14. I know what I'll do. I know exactly what I'll do. Let's see how that works. Well, why did I put in narrow-minded? I didn't say narrow-minded. Okay, there. Yeah, I know exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Now everything is in the gut. Now everything is positive. The damage is still 10, which is not good. But everything is at least not in red. They're in positives. I want it to be want it to be 14. But the great thing is, it could always multiply based on range. 250. 250 is about average. But I need more duration. Well, let's see. Mult. Buff multiplier standard is 5, which is fair. 2 seconds added to make it 7 seconds. Without 55% additional duration period just for 7 seconds. It's insulting. Duration 45 seconds. So yeah, it's good. That's good. I really wish I could get it to 14. All right, so I'm gonna try for 14. I'm gonna try for 14. I won't use the adaptation. This is gonna be a little off, but I'm gonna see if I could try to get 14. Probably won't even get 14. 12. No. I need that 14. Let's see here. No. But what if I... No. No matter how I look at it, it still won't work the way I want it to. Man, oh man. And transient fortitude is the only thing I could think of to increase it. Then add this to decrease the strength of transient fortitude, which is great, and now I'll get it to 265. But I need to increase my duration now. So let's see what happens. To the range. 235. That's not good at all. Now I got the 15 like I wanted to, but I got the delay at 11, which is still fine. So everything here is good. It's when you go over to Mult, it's bad. I don't want it to drop past down to that 3-second ratio. I need it to stay at 5 seconds, or a little bit above 5. So that's not good. So the decision is to make a call, and I got to go with what I think is the best. I wish I had a transient. Actually, that's what I need. I need a transient where I can increase it to at least 130. That would allow me to have like 80 or 90. That would increase my multa back to 5. That's what I need. So I need another transient. I'll see if I could buy I'm gonna see if I could buy an unmod transient fortitude. I need to do this because Siren is a very particular Warframe, and if you set her up bad, it's going to be bad for you. Invite. No, no, unrank. You have unrank. I need it to be unranked, not maxed out. R5 is maxed out. Uh, okay, rogue. Okay. Yeah, you have to set Siren up specifically. She's not like other Warframes. She's, and that's to be expected. Here's the thing, that's to be expected. It's always the Warframes that are truly the most strongest one that are either they're way easy to use or they're extremely difficult to use. So Siren is not one of the way easy Warframes. She's difficult to use if you don't know how to use her kit. So I need an unranked transient, um, just so I could put it on her. And then up that unranked transient to probably like 2 stars, where I could have a decent amount of power strength, but don't have the Warframe's duration like deducted all the way past 80. I say as long as I keep it within 80 or 85, I'm good. Because then that won't take away from my 5 seconds of duration for a molt. Okay, so now that I have unranked transient, very, very finicky Warframe, very finicky, very touchy. So this is a very touchy Warframe. Like if you get her setup wrong, it could turn out bad for you in mission. Like she could only survive to a certain point before level 50, 60, 70s, and 80s kill her. But if you mod her correctly, she could fight level 100s and higher with no problem. So now I have rank transient. So that knocks her down to a 98. See, without the transient on, she would be down to 95. But with unranked transient on, she's still in the 90s, which means she still should be good. 4 seconds, but that's still not that good. But at least it's not 3 seconds. If I could keep it at 4 seconds, I'm good. I really don't want it to keep it at 4 seconds. That's the worst part. But if I have no choice, yeah, I might have no choice. But I see certain people run with it's very strange. Yeah, I see certain people run with this setup. One. Let me try. Let me try. Let's try translate again. This time remove vitality. This time increase this. Nope, not what I'm looking for. Well, maybe, yeah. Let's see, is it 135? Yeah, 139. That's good. Probably still be in 3 seconds. Nope, it's actually 5 seconds. Stays at 5. Okay, so that's 139 at 5. That's good, but I need health. 487 ain't cutting it. If I remove this, it goes back into that low level. It's not good. I don't mind this being here either, but I need the health. So who's going to be replaced? I need the range. So here's where the issue would come into place. Do I really want to reduce the range to 230? I mean, it's pointless to do it that way. I mean, her whole kit is based on range. To do more damage than kill enemy fast based on range. The only thing I could possibly think of is like regenerative malt is necessary. Only thing I possibly think of is if I put this here and no, that's not it. It's the, you know what it is? It's the damn umbras. It's the umbras. Because with the umbras, if I put all 3 umbras on, and she's golden, she'll be in the hundreds. So I'll have to go with this setup. I'll have to go with this setup. I'll have to go with this setup. I don't have no choice but to go with the setup 95, which means my spores will be 9. It's still not good though. That is not good whatsoever. Molt is good, but molt is good. It's at 6 seconds. And then if you remove it from 6 seconds, it goes back to 5 seconds. Molt is good, but if I put transient on, I'm screwing myself over. So the only thing that makes sense right now is this. So yeah, this makes sense all around. And then you put coaction drift right here. Yeah, so this makes sense all around. This is positive. You get a damage per second's 11. It's not 14, but it's the closest I could get it. And for molt, you have the base 5 seconds. Perfect. And then work your way into duration for lash. It's 45 seconds. Perfect. I really wish I could increase. And man, I have to do it. I I have to do it. I have to. No choice. I have to drop it to 250 and then increase the duration here. 7 seconds. 10. It's not really good. Man, oh man. Damage per second. I need more damage, man. The objective is kill as many enemies as you possibly can, fast as possibly can. 14 will be the best bet. If you get it at 130 or 135, you're golden. $25. 130, 135. I'd say that works out quite nicely. Okay, so that's good. And so let me see what I got. 13, the closest I could possibly get to 14. That's good. That's good. 34 seconds, that's perfect. 4 seconds, that's the closest I could possibly get to 5 seconds. The closest I got to 5 seconds. It's not 6 seconds, it's not 7 seconds, but with everything going on with the first ability, this is the closest I could get. 4 seconds. Especially if I wanted to do damage output. Yes, I wanted to have more duration on this. There's so many things to take away, man. You always want 4 seconds ain't much of anything, man. There's a reason why I gave you that 5 seconds. If I remove this, it will go up to 230. That's not good either. Just doesn't work out the way you want. It just doesn't work out the way you want.
The system continues to
So the
fall into chaos.
the only
Check
one that makes
navigation
sense
for active
as an
invasions.
all-rounder is this 12. It's not 13, it's not 14. This is the only one that works. The only one. You have your base 5 seconds, minimum 5 seconds. Then you have Toxic Lash. This is the all-rounder right here. There's no negatives whatsoever. Everything is in the 100s, and of course you have the 250 range. The closest you could get to 280 without taking away too much strength and reducing strength, because you need strength. So you got 220. 129, and now you can finally put in your arcanes. So you always want to have Energize on her, and since her whole kit is about regenerating health so she could survive longer in combat, you always want to have where is it? 75 chance to 2% health regenerate for 9 seconds. Or do I want the other one? Pulse. On health pickup. That's on health pickup. On headshots. pulse or headshots. I would go with headshots. Eventually, enemies aren't going to be dropping a lot of health packs when it got to high level. So I would go with victory or headshots. All right, so typically I could have simply put in armor, but then again, now that I think about it, yeah, ultimatum is best for this because her whole setup is based on giving health back to her Warframe, which is also health of her armor. So if she can give health back, it gives health back to her armor as well. Yeah, health back to her armor as well, not just health for herself. So yeah, that works. All right, so that's done. And she has good armor as base armor anyway, so you just add that 800 armor for 45 seconds on top of this. That's easy more than 1,000. More than 1,000 armor. Easy more than 1,000. So that's good. And she'll always get energy in return. So this is the Sarin all-rounder build. And I won't spend too much time on her anymore. I'll move on to the next Warframe after I test her out in mission. So once you put this here, which means I kind of screwed up here, but I was thinking about a model put in here. I kept see, that's where I keep screwing up, man. I just keep screwing up and I keep forgetting. So I'll leave everything in the 100s. I keep forgetting and I keep forgetting adaptation, and I don't want to forget adaptation. So which will lower my power strength, but at least they will still all be in the positive. It won't be 14, but it'll be 10. But at least I could resist as much damage as I possibly can. I don't want to reduce my range, but yeah, this is what I'll have to go for. At least this is what I'm seeing. But I'm thinking to myself, wait, she could regenerate health. She don't have to resist it for 20 seconds. If she's regaining health per 20 seconds. A rolling guard is something that works beautiful. I mean, it's all about killing, man. That's her thing. It's all about killing and doing fast kills. I keep thinking about this. I have 4 seconds. I think that 4 seconds will be fine, man. I really want that 14. That's what's bugging me, man. I really want that 14. I really want that 14. It's bugging the hell out of me. I don't know why, but it's bugging me. Okay, so I got the 14, and it's still 4 health, 4%. It's not that great, but at least the duration is still 33. 37. That's not too bad. Duration is 4. Duration lasts for. I really don't like that, man. I don't like that at all. In the slightest. All right, I might have to. Oh, geez, man. I might screw adaptation. I might have to give it more. If I'm not going to give it more range, I'm going to have to give it more strength. Now, as already stated, more range equals more damage. that it will do. The more increase the spread of the mold. So this 10 is eventually going to be like, um, since I just increased it more, it's going to probably be like 12 since I just increased it more. It won't say so, but because I just put this in, it's going to go up. Um, I don't believe that that's even good either. Oh man, it's very, very finicky. Okay, so now increase the strength. Yeah, yeah. So this is the build. This is the only build I could possibly think of. Um, and this is the build without adaptation or rolling garden, which I still don't like. Um, I mean, if I really am going to put an all rounder, I really need this Warframe to survive. Um, and this is an all rounder. If I really want an all rounder, I want this Warframe to survive. This is it right here. I mean, it'll still do 10, but at least everything will be in the green. It'll still have that 5 seconds. Its duration here will also always be 6 seconds, which is good. And everything is golden, man. The worst part, the only part that's bad is the 10 seconds. But that's 10 seconds based on power strength, increase in power strength. And range. Yeah. All right, so I'll have to go with the 10. I really wanted it to be 14, but I'll have to go with the 10. It's the only thing that makes sense. Because if an enemy hit me with an elemental proc, and they will hit me with an elemental proc, I'll have to roll out of it. I'll have to roll out of it. If I'm unable to do my molt second ability, I'm going to get caught with an elemental damage. And elemental damage towards me would be severe. So that's it. That's the build. That's all I could think of. I won't go back anymore. I'm going too much into it already. So now let's test it. I got 3 more Warframes to go. I won't waste any more time on this. We'll see how this performs, and the best place to test this is Onslaught. Elite Onslaught. Actually, now I'll host it. Hosting Elite Onslaught. Elite Onslaught. Alright, so I'll just wait for about 1 minute to see if anyone joins. If they don't, I'm going to do the mission by myself. In fact, I won't even wait a full minute. I'll wait like 30 seconds. Or not? No, 30 seconds too fast. I'll wait a full minute. Alright, so nobody joined. It's to be expected. Elite Onslaught isn't something that everyone likes to do. It's kind of difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But to be honest with you, most people are playing the new mission, Archon. That's the truth. That's what everyone's doing right now, fighting the Archons. So you know what? Since these enemies are level 130 to 135, I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna test her build based on level enemies that are above 100 on a mobile defense mission. So let's do it. Since this is what most people are playing right now anyway, in the new update.
completed. Move on.
I completely forgot how sweet the Sonicore was. Now the Sonicore weapon is not good for killing, but it's damn sure good for keeping enemies away. Like, look at this. This guy is the level 135.
I have the Archon's trail. The hunt can begin.
Yeah, so the only reason why I died that time before is because I wasn't using all my abilities. I used the first ability, and I used the second ability, and the fourth, but I didn't use the third. And I keep forgetting the third ability, Toxic Lash, synergizes with the first ability. I keep forgetting that. That's the reason why I kept dying. I mean, that why I died once, because the first ability synergized with the third ability. The Molth's second ability makes her get back health per second, but the first and the third ability synergize together. Yeah, and see, she works. She works perfectly because she was able to kill a lot of enemies without the enemies being near her. Because her range was a 250, I believe. Yeah. So yeah. I believe if I had a Trinity with me, I would be able to have energy every single time. So I wouldn't have to worry about losing energy. But because I don't have a Trinity to depend on to give me constant energy, I have to be considerate of when I use my energy. That's why I have the Sonicore on.
Keep
Yeah,
the
Saren.
specialist alive. Their wideband scans should reveal Narmer's purpose in this sector.
If you need a weapon to keep enemies away, the Sonicore is perfect. It doesn't kill anyone. It just keep them away. But like in defense mission, it works perfectly because especially against high strong enemies at level 100, it won't kill them in the slightest. It'll just knock them down off their ass and don't allow them not to kill you, or at least stun them.
Reinforcements are inbound. Hold the line.
Oh, you never succeeded at it? Yeah, I think this is like almost as hard as what is it? Arbitration. This is like arbitration. Oh, okay. He's down already? Really? Go into operator mode when you revive. Never revive in Warframe. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Now he's falling to the ground. Yeah, I wouldn't give him a gun at all. That's great. Hopefully it stays like that. Yeah. Again? Where is he? Oh, okay. Yeah, I typically drop all three, like energy, health, and stuff, all at the same time. It's bizarre like that. Oh, there he is coming. Okay. It's so beautiful using the sonic core because you know enemies, no matter how strong they are, they will always get thrown into the air. I mean, it won't kill them, but it's so funny to watch them struggle to try to kill you. He's right here. I actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to put. Do I have any more? Yeah, I have. I'll put the. I put the defense thing on him. This stem. Yeah. Yeah, I think her abilities are specific. Is a specific type. Right? If you're using a Warframe that's resistant to it, it won't affect her. Again? Okay. Yeah, here's a stem. Calcifin stem. Yeah, that's the stem I put on him.
Yours. And I shall serve as shepherd and master.
Yeah, the calcium stem makes him invisible, apparently. Thought it was the other one. Yeah, the calcium stem makes him invisible. Or at least undetected. Oh, damn it. Yeah. I'll just use it again, another calcium stem on him. Yeah, I think if a Warframe that does a lot of crowd control hits her, hits the owl, she wouldn't be too much of a problem because they don't have to, like Warframes like CERN or I think even um, a Volbon or something like that, they don't even have to be near her to be doing damage. Yeah, that's the beautiful part about the operator. You could just heal yourself using the operator's powers. Like, which Warframe were you using? No, which one were the one you used to beat her or to beat it? Oh, the one you have now. Okay. The bar. Oh, okay. In Naros. All right. Yeah. Yeah. For some strange reason, he's not good against Prophet Taker, though. Yeah. 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 That's why I was saying. Like, that's why I was saying to my friend. Like, Inaros is a tank. I didn't want to put him as a tank because he dies against Prophet Taker, but now that I think about it, it's simply because Prophet Taker keeps changing up his stats from elemental to electricity. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Someone else put a stem on him. Okay. I think this is the last of the enemies. Yeah, this is the last of the enemies. Yeah. Yeah.
The scans are complete, Tenno. Prepare for an assault on the Archon.
Yeah.
Cruel sister, Poppy, go again. Why do you persecute me?
That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go home.
Yeah. I want to see how Sarn will do up against him. I've never used Sarn against him. or her, or whatever it is.
Boreal is here. Strike fast, use cover, and do not let him heal.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fazul has barred the way to us heathens.
Okay.
But stolen deacon veils should allow you to deceive the barrier.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to A. No, no. I'm going to B. I'm going to B. I'm going to. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost there.
The deacon is invulnerable. Take down his flock first, then him.
Like, all right. Yeah, I keep forgetting I gotta be careful with energy. If I keep using up too much energy, yeah, gotta be careful about my energy. Because it is like steel path. You only get a certain amount of time to use energy before you can use it again.
On Tau, the owl was solitary.
Yeah, just let me get some
He seemed to
energy
make himself
before
worthless
we
and
go in.
recognized the ram alone as an equal. To be mutilated like this, turned into a weapon, was humiliating for him.
All right. There he is. Yeah, when he's screaming, he's weak. You knock him off, and then, like, in that little flashy thing, he's weak. I remember it from the new War Quest, like, when he's doing that little scream and he has that little bubble around him, means he's weak.
Boreal is down. Narmer's spying eyes have been torn out. Excellent work.
Alright, man, good playing with you. I mean, this is my first time playing against it, so I guess did okay for my first time.
Target down.
But I think you did most of the damage anyway.
Great work, Tenno.
No, it was yeah. Is it? Are you Yadaba 321? Yeah, you did oh, Yabba Dabba Doo. Yeah, yeah, you did most of the damage. Probably because you have a how much health do you have in your Inaris and armor? What's your range? Oh, okay. So you're not going with the ranged build. You're going with the okay. Yeah, health, pure health, and a lot of armor. Okay, all right, all right. See you later. Oh, strength is 171. Wow, you didn't even need a lot of strength either. All right, cool. Okay, so that was Sarn. She survived pretty strong against those three missions, and I would say the guy that I was with playing the Naros, carried us through most of the third mission. First and the second, she was the one that was shining the most because in Naros is since he had a limited amount of range. That's why I was asking about his range. He had only 100 range, which means he wasn't doing a lot of CC damage outwards. But against the enemy himself, against Boreal and enemies around him, for third mission, he came in clutch. So, but for the defense and mobile defense, he probably wasn't doing that much damage towards enemies all around. That's why you have a enemy, a mod, or at least a Warframe in your team that does good crowd control, to keep enemies that are bathed within 250 or 270 or 280 range, before they could get to you, at least do damage overall. So yeah, and third mission he did most of the damage against the enemy, um, and he didn't need a lot of energy anyway because he's using a Warframe that doesn't require the need for using a lot of energy. He just requires the need for having a lot of health and armor. So um, I guess in that sense I could call it a day for Sarn. That's for her build, and then I could move on to the Inaros build just to show his build. So he's a tank. I don't think I ever did an Inaros build, simply because I didn't think he would do good against anything, because he was weak against Prophet Taker. But I keep forgetting that Prophet Taker is an exceptional boss, that switch off its elemental damage over time, and it's not good to use Inaros against a Prophet Taker. But I think that's the only mission where Inaros is weak against Prophet Taker. Um, so let's see what's my setup for Inaros. Said he has 7,000 health. Mine was 6,000. Yeah, so that's what he was rolling with. He was rolling with a lot of armor and a lot of health. The most I have on my health for my Inaros is 6,000 health, which is great. But my armor is weak, which means he probably would have died if he had my setup, my mod setup for my Inaros. Um, but he had like 7,000. Typically, I would go for, if you're going for a tank Inaros, I would go beyond 7,000. I would go like 8,000 health and try to see if I could get at least 1,000 armor, or I would go 1,000 armor and keep the 7,000 health. So Inaros based kit is 2,000 health, and he doesn't have much energy because he doesn't need much energy, and his armor set is about average all around armor set. Sarn has more armor than he does, but if you could build his armor to about 900 to 1,000 armor with 7,000 health, you're golden. So that's what we're going to do. Going to try to simulate what he has, and I'm going to put on adaptation, or rolling guard. And since enemies typically cast many different type of elements, I'll use rolling guard, and I'm going to put on a lot of health, as much health as I possibly can. And then I'll put on as much armor as I possibly can. I'm going to try to simulate what it is that he has on. So that, and prime figure. Okay, so that's the 7,000. Now all I need is armor in this place. So I'll remove that, and
Yo yo yo.
yo yo yo. I just tried out the last Archon mission. Pretty damn good. But now I'm setting up a Naros build because I didn't realize how sick Inaros was. So if you could get Inaros up to 900 to 1,000 armor with 7,000 health, I think you're golden. Great. You're great. Let's see here. But it's going to be difficult because I form...
No spoilers please, I ain't touched Archons yet, G.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell you how it goes down. I'm just going to tell you it's like Steel Path. You get a limited amount of time before your energy can kick back in, and the enemies are super strong.
Inaros pure shit, by the way.
Well, he is shit against certain type of enemies. Yeah, he is shit against certain type of enemies, but the guy who beat the Archon Burial, the level 150 Burial, he was the one that was coming in clutch with the Naros. I said, you beat this guy with Naros? And it's like, yeah, and he did the most amount of damage in the live stream, so at least in that sense, he's good. Because remember, Boreal does electricity damage, and Naros doesn't have any shields, so he doesn't have to worry about his shields going down. More armors, please. More armor.
Next to frames like Grendel, Inaros is weak and limp.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, I guess you're right, yeah. But I haven't seen anyone beat Archons with Grendel, but then again, it just came out. This update just came out, so maybe they will. I'm trying to get him to... I'm trying to simulate what that build that guy had on.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I dare you, and I challenge you to beat that Archon Boreal with Grendel. Because here's the thing, hardly anyone used Grendel. So it'll be great if you make a video to show that people are shitting on Grendel, but Grendel is pretty awesome. So if you're able to do so, beat him with Grendel on solo. Or if you can't beat him Grendel on solo, make sure you have the most amount of damage out of your entire group in your party. That you were the one that took down Boreal.
I got 8 Forma and 2 Umbra Forma on my Grendel. Drop me a follow and I'll stream it for ya.
Okay, so I'll follow you after I finish the stream, and I'll see it. I'll check it out, man. I want to see builds. I like to watch Warframe builds. Various different peoples have builds. That's how
Put Inaros to absolute shame.
Good. I want to see it. I want to see Inaros get put to shame. I want to see it. I want to see Inaros cry like a little baby. I want to see people who put Inaros in high regards get put down. You know, I want to see it, and I want to see if anyone could prove that wrong, that Inaros is greater than. So I want to see it. I want to see people prove things, and with actual physical evidence. So in the meantime, I'll keep doing this. I completely screwed up this build anyway. That guy was completely right. You're supposed to have more armor and more health. For some reason, I thought it was about efficiency and stuff, so... Yeah, after the stream is over, I'll watch your video, man. I'll sub to you, and then I'll click on your chat. I mean, in this chat, your name in this chat, and then I'll go to your channel and check out your video. So, and plus it's helpful for me to learn about certain things with regards to Warframe as well, so I can help out my clan as well. Because if they're having trouble fighting the Archons, I could just tell them which Warframes to use.
And since it's Grendel, the frame that literally 99% of players either don't use due to look or not understand his kit, I
Yeah,
think
they
it would
don't.
be cool.
Yeah, they don't understand his kid. They all crap on him simply because they don't understand my thick boy. They don't understand thick boy. They think because he's thick and slow, he's stupid or something. Like that's the mentality of people who are not paying attention to his kit and how it works. They put Grendel in the low category. I think this specific streamer. You should check him out. His name is Nightmare Frame. Have you ever heard of Nightmare Frame? If you ever look up Nightmare
Literally,
Frame,
like give the fat lord a break.
yeah, check out Nightmare Frame. A streamer called Nightmare Frame on YouTube. He basically shit on Grendel and said Grendel is not good. So if you could prove him wrong, then you
Yeah
know,
bro, love Nightmare Frame.
yeah. I think he put Nightmare Frame as one of the most useless frames. But if you're able to prove him wrong, then you could send him a video and say, "Hey man, I don't think you know what you're talking about." So if you could prove him wrong by beating Boreal solo Boreal and beat him with
Easy
um
bro, easy.
yeah, yeah. Well, not solo. Okay. Don't solo. I would say yeah. But you know what? Don't come at him aggressively. Just you know, just do it nicely and say, "Hey man, here's some options." Because if you come at him aggressively, he seemed like the type that would come at you aggressively too for attacking him or something and saying you don't know what you're talking about. I think he doesn't use Grendel. That's why. I think that's his thing. He doesn't mess with Grendel, and he doesn't understand Grendel. Because if he did, then he wouldn't have said what he said. I think he's 100% right about Ureli though, but not about Grendel. Okay, so let me continue. Um, I'm still not at 800, man. I'm still not at 800. What the hell? Yeah, I have this mod set up all wrong. How the hell? Oh, and he said he had put in power strength as well here. Oh, it's because he had in Umbras. That's why his strength went up and his health went up and his armor went up. Okay, I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking. Okay.
Yareli is a shameful. I see her as a stepping stone for greater things.
Yeah, yeah. You really is a shame. I think it's because that the guy who made Pablo Meda, he's the one that created that Warframe. I think Pablo was I don't know what Pablo was on when he made her. He was so into the anime kawaii cute girl thing, but he forgot to pay attention to her setups, to her skill set. He was so into making a cute Warframe that he forgot about paying attention to her usefulness in combat. So he needs to work on that entire kit. That's Pablo's fault. That's Pablo's entire fault.
However, her aqua blades on some builds can be pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Ah, man. Okay. Um, come on.
Evam Saren or Slova.
Well, I always like Siren better than Slovo.
So what
Uh,
MRRUG?
I'm 28. No, I'm 29. Am I 29? Did I reach 29 yet? I'm still at 28. I'm still at 28. I'm not doing that whole thing about building up kit guns and Zaws to boost my rank first faster. I'm just taking my time with the regular weapons and stuff that the game gives you. A lot of people get to master rank 30 and to master legendary 1 because they're making duplication of weapons over and over and over again. Not doing that. I'm just trying to get this one Warframe, his health up to
Noise,
7,000.
him at 30 and don't think he'll ever go higher. 30 is a noise round number.
No, 30 was supposed to be the original base standard for all Warframes. Once you reach 30, you're Gucci. You weren't supposed to go beyond 30. But as of 2021, they made another ranking status. I guess legendary was the new level, but to be honest with you, everything ended at 30. Legendary is just simply a nice little way of giving you more gifts or more awards and more buffs for being able to go past 30. But 30 is the maxed out in Warframe. Like when you started Warframe like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, you always saw within the simulacrum in Samara's place, it says 1, mastery rank 1 all the way, and the last one at the end was always 30. So 30 was always the mastery rank that you were supposed to reach to begin with. There was no legendary 1 and legendary 2s and all that stuff that's going on. So once you get to 30, you should be golden. You don't have to worry about legendary 1 and all that because you already reached 30 and you achieved what you needed to achieve in the game with regards to mastery rank. Say so, health. And
Do you
okay,
use Grendel?
I use them every now and again. I play every single Warframe in this game, and I try to master every single one of them. Like Garuda, I try to master Garuda more than anything. Um, and if you understand how her kit works, she could be extremely tanky. Jeez, man. Let's see here. Let's see here. Come on.
You understand Grendel?
Yes, I understand Grendel. I understand he consumes based on duration, amount of duration, based on the physical strength that he has. He has to, in order for him to, and this is gross, it's very gross. So, but if you, I guess I could describe it this way. Um, his power strength equals the amount of acidity in his stomach. That means he's actually physically digesting his enemies in his stomach based on his power strength. And he could only hold them in for so long. So you have to have duration as well with regards to that. Otherwise, he spit them out after duration is over. But it's all about power strength. How long it takes for his power strength to digest his enemy. It's completely gross. But it's weird. But it's funny at the same time. I kind of like it. It's the first ever digesting enemy Warframe. It's completely bizarre, but I like it. Um. Okay.
Finally someone who gets him. I've asked so many high-level masteries and they ain't got a clue.
That's because they don't want to play him, or they don't try to play him. What I like more than anything about him is I could switch off his different abilities to either buff my team or to give me more power strength, or at least to give me more armor. Um, Damn it, man! I can't do it. There's no way I can't do it. I have to. All right, sorry for the guy that
You
was
have
here
a
for
helmet
the.
on Grendel?
Yeah, I haven't helmet Grendel, unfortunately. So what I'll do right now, I'll go and I'm going to level up Inaros, and then I'll form him a second time. I completely made this bad. Um, So the setup for Inaros is what the guy had. That's the proper setup. 800 health, 700 armor. I mean, 700 health, 800 armor, and then substitution of range. That's for a tank Inaros. That's not based on range. Now, for a range Inaros, his setup was completely wrong. If you want to keep grabbing a lot of armor and put on armor on your body, so that you could keep getting more health back, you will need a 250 range. But to fight singular enemies that are standing in front of you, you don't need that range. You just need a lot of health and a lot of armor. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go with Hydron, level up Inaros, and put him at there. Which is still good for me, regardless of how you think about it, because based on the setup I have right now, it's 100% fine. I'm not limiting myself by limiting the range.
You wanna make Grendel borderline unkillable, use Garuda's Blood Altar in place of his 3 or 4.
Hmm. Yes, Blood Art will knock them up, and then if he's standing in the circle and the enemies are coming towards him, but he can't leave that circle though. He cannot leave that circle, and he cannot leave that circle. And that circle is also based on power strength, and that circle is also based on duration. Well, actually, not much on duration, but on power strength. So the more strength that Blood Arthur has, it could be sucking life out of the enemy. It has to be standing within it. He can't go outside of Blood Altar. If he goes outside of Blood Altar, he won't be able to survive for too long. That's how Garuda is able to survive for long battles, because she stays within Blood Altar. And if you give Blood Altar like a decent amount of range, like say for instance this location right here, this defense target location, if her Blood Altar is
yes, but with
145.
Power strength is always high due to his 1, so Blood Altar is only required.
That's true. I guess you're right. No matter how you look at it. But I still think
stand in for a couple of Secunda.
Never used the Secunda. Seconds. Couple of seconds. I would have to try that out. I did try that out yet. I don't want to say anything unless I could prove it. Whoa. Okay. I keep forgetting I don't have range. Okay. So his fourth ability is the one that he sucks armor from other people. So I'll switch that out with the sprint. So the D is the fourth. Okay.
Personally,
So,
I'm not a fan of Inaros. If anything, I hate him.
yeah, I'm not a fan either, man. I'm not a fan either, but I like the fact that there's variation in Warframe, where there might be missions that requires specific type of frames, and if you have to fight enemies that carry shields, or should I say, if you have to fight enemies that have weapons that could take down shields and health, then Inaros is perfect, because Inaros doesn't have any shields. Okay, so let me see.
As far as I'm concerned, all he got is health, healing and a tragic crowd control.
Yeah, that's his main thing though. But that's his main thing. He has a lot of health and good crowd control. I wouldn't even say it's good crowd control. It's more like I'm stealing your armor to make myself stronger. Crowd control. So I say his crowd control is about average compared to like say Vauban or something, or like Sarn, or even Nova. Like Nova crowd control is probably the best because she slows enemies down to like 75%. I mean, she doesn't literally stop them like Vauban. Vauban literally stop enemies, but
But once
his
enemies get high enough, he'll take too much damage at once and then are left spamming his 2 over and over and...
I think that's what that guy was
That is
doing.
just really boring.
I think that's what that guy was doing. He was spamming his 2 over and over. I think that's why he was surviving a lot against I think that's what he I think that what that guy he was doing this. He was spamming his 2 over and over and over. And that's how he was able to get armor back and it was able to beat Boreal because he kept spamming the 2 every time he started to lose health. I think that's one of the main reasons why people don't like him. I just need this dude to be level up to, since I have affinity booster here, I just need to get him to a decent amount so I don't have to worry about him anymore. I want to see if I could get him to 900 armor. 900 armor. If I get him to 900 armor and 7,000 health, I'm golden. I'm golden. And I won't have to waste my time on him anymore. Because that means that he can be tanky and he can reach 900. But I 100% believe the Umbras are the only mods that allows that to happen. I don't think he's...
Wow, spamming his 2, so immersive, insane gameplay, captivating experience. I would help with the mission but give me 7ers to eat this goo.
Yeah. In all truth, Inaros wasn't part of my showcasing today. I just saw that guy beat Boreal with Inaros. That's why I'm showcasing Inaros. I knew there were several reasons why I didn't have Inaros in my highest regards, and it wasn't simply because of profit
Rod's
taker.
my issue with him anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. There was. I mean, a lot of people love Inaros because he's so easy to use, but I think he's like a lot of my friends says he's kind of boring, simply because he always cheats using the second, and that's the reason why people don't like using him. Because one, he's easy to use, and two, because he has lots of health. Every time he start to get weak, he cheats using the 2. Alright, let's hurry this mission up. Actually, it was supposed to be Siren, it was supposed to be Korra, and it was supposed to be Mesa. So directly after Naros, I'm going to go straight into Mesa. I just want to showcase a little bit of Inaros to see if I could get him up to 900. But it's going to be straight Mesa after this. And I might actually have to make another video. I was thinking about if I could get 4 frames done today. I'll be fine, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see that this dude beat Boreal with just Inaros. So I guess I can't count Inaros out for being a weak-ass frame. It's not weak. He's not weak. I guess he's just boring. He's not weak.
Alright, so I'm talking too much. I'm just gonna start to play a lot more now. Play the way I typically always play.
Yoji, I got to go, but I've followed you. Drop me a follow and I'll prove Grendel is God later. Have a nice day, G. Happy hunting.
Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get out of here.
Alright, so that was Inaros. Enough of Inaros. I need to move on to the next Warframe. So basically, I was trying to simulate the same thing that with regards to that guy, um, and add him to the showcase of mid-range to a higher range Warframe, which he is. Um, but like the other guy said, like he's kind of cheesy. That's why I never put him in high regards, or to be high range Warframe, because he was so easy to use, and sometimes he's so cheap to use that people abuse him. But regardless of that, it's very hard to kill him if you format him correctly and put the right mods on him. So now I'm at 7,000 with 770 armor, and I just need him to be maxed out. Once he's maxed out, he should be at 800 armor, and then I could simulate the same thing that guy did and give him a little bit of power strength. Or what I could do is
remove him and put his health at 600 and give him more armor. Either way, I'm still golden. I'm still golden. Either way you think about it. So let me see. That's there, and if I put in steel, like the standard steel fibers, not even the umbras, and if I put in, remove this, it goes to 700, and then one more armor would need to go here to get it to 8, and then one more health, or at least, no, duration. Duration will go here, and then one more armor would go here to get it to 800. So if I'm to simulate his setup, if I want to get, like, say 900 or more than 900, I would have to put one more armor here, which will allow me to get his kit up to where I need to get it. But you see, I really need to find out for myself. It's not good for me just to, like, to have him set this way that he is now. This is not good. I don't want to have him, I don't want to leave this the way it is. I need to check it out. I need to see how his setup is. And I don't like this. I don't like the setup he has right here. I need to see for myself. I need to see how he looks maxed out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna max him out. And I said I was done with him, but I need to know if he can even go at 900 with 6,000. I mean, if I could get him at 900 armor with 6,000 health, I believe that's better than 7,000 health and 800 armor. Actually, there's only one way to tell, though. There's only one way to tell. There's only one way. Only one way. If I put in see that's 894, and yeah, I could get him up to 900 because he's already at 894. He's going to be at 900. To get him to 900, you have to have all 3 Umber mods on. At least that's what I'm seeing. Because I'm just going to put steel fibers on and see how that works, and see how far he's going to go up based on this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how far he's going to go up based on this. Because technically I have him at 800 armor right now, but he's just at mastery rank 16. I mean, not mastery rank 16, rank 16. So let's see how he does when he's maxed out. But in order for me to max him out, I got to remove all the weapons. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention with regards to Warframes. when you're leveling up when you're leveling up any Warframe, what you want to do is you want to always, um, maybe I should just have melee on. Yeah, I'll just have melee on. Forget that for right now. Okay, so what you want to do is when you're leveling up any Warframe, or when you're leveling up any weapon, you're supposed to only have two things in your slot: one Warframe and one weapon, and one weapon and one Warframe. So if you have to level up a melee weapon, you should have one Warframe. If you have to level up one Warframe, you should have one weapon. Now that weapon could be a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, or a melee weapon. For this, example, I'm going to use a melee weapon. But you only need two things. And this is the way you level up faster. Because what happened is experience points are distributed to your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, your melee weapon, and towards the Warframe. So that's four things experience points are going towards, affinity points are going towards. You don't want the affinity points to go towards things that are already maxed out. That's why you want to select things that are unmaxed out. But since I don't have any more melee weapons or primary weapons or secondary weapons that have not been maxed out, see, I have nothing that's zero. Everything's maxed. Primary weapons, the same thing. Everything's maxed. Primary, secondary, doesn't matter. They're all maxed. So the only things in my kit right now that are zero, or in my arsenal right now that are zero, are Warframes. Yeah, so no point in trying to form something else that I'm already good with, so I'll leave the melee weapon at 30. And some of the affinity points are going to go into that melee weapon of 30, but at least a lot isn't going to go into that because it's already maxed out. So, and because I don't have my primary weapon on, and because I don't have my secondary weapon on, I don't have to worry about those weapons having experience point gain. So this should be faster. I should be able to only do 15 waves, and then he should be maxed out, or even less. I should be able to do like 10 waves, and he should be maxed out.
Okay, so there's some people in this world that are geniuses, um, that forget that you can put mute um, on your controller and also on your mic. So I guess I'll have to put Inaros to the back burner for right now. Um, but I will say it again, just for anyone who wants to build an Inaros and make a tanky Inaros. There are two types. There's the type the other guy was talking about, 7,000 health, 8,000 to 900 armor. That's the one I was going for. This last slot right here will be the last of the armor set. Or you could put the last of the health set. Because once he maxes out, once he gets to um, mastery rank 80, I mean, not mastery rank 80, rank 30, because that's the max rank you could have for Warframe, rank 30. You could then throw in another armor slot here, which will increase his armor to 900 and still keep him to like 6,000 or maybe even to 6,700, 6,800. Or you could ignore that and give him more health. I will get him up to like 7,000 and keep his armor at 800. So that's kind of like what the setup that the guy had. So this is the Inaros you would put for close range combat, which is you get in front of an enemy, hit enemy a lot, and you do a lot of damage to them real quick before they kill you. Now, what he wasn't stating that his damage that he was doing a lot of wasn't from his Warframe, was from his actually weapons. So the tankiness of his survivability is simply based on the defense part. The damage that he was dealing, that was showing his damage, that 64%, that was damage based on what weapon he was carrying, not on the Warframe that he had. So when I was looking at his damage output, that wasn't the Warframe. When I was looking at the damage he was taking, that was the one that was going on. So if I go over this video again, you will see that he was taking a lot of physical damage. So if he didn't use his 2 a lot, he would die. And if he didn't try to at least get use his 4 every now and again, he would die. So yeah, it's his melee weapon or his physical rifle weapon he was using that was doing most of the damage, not the Warframe Inaros. But that's something that you have to consider when you're using any Warframe. You want a tank, but you also want a weapon that does high damage, so that your tank doesn't die in mission. So that's what he did. So this is low range, or I should say basic range, not low range. Basic range Warframe, that's tanky. This is a tanky basic range Warframe. Now, for Inaros, however, if you want to get a lot of armor and take a lot of snatch a lot of armor from a lot of enemies, as well as increase your survivability, what you do is you increase your range beyond the point that it exists right now. Obviously, you want to also increase your armor and your health. And then the final thing would be your range. So, see how I have this here? 235. Typically, you will want to go for a 250. Because what it is when you have lots of range, you could cast your ability on your enemy. You could just grab the armor from off their bodies and then put it back onto Inaros. So Inaros wouldn't actually need a lot of armor based on this build.
He'll still need lots of health, but he won't need a lot of armor if he has long range and good use of his ability. The ability which is his fourth ability that snags armor off enemies based on range. So pretend like this is 250 because I can't go any higher anyway. This is I only have 4 in capacity slots. So I can't put this in here anyway to make this 250. So pretend this is 250. This will be the build for Inaros based on range. And I kept thinking to myself, well, maybe I should just put in... Well, he doesn't need this. So let's throw in some more... Let's throw in some more health. And armor. I guess I could throw in some more health and armor. No, I prefer to have more health. Okay, so this is the setup I will go for this guy. Because he could always get back armor in return. So range is like I said, pretend that pretend this range is not 235. Pretend that this range is 250, which means I didn't have like 6 or 4 or whatever here. I had just enough slot in order to put Cunning Drift in the slot right here, which will increase this to 250. So based on this range in arrows, he can acquire more armor based on his range rather than just you putting more armor on him and that's it. It's another way for him to crowd control enemies, whereas the other build that the guy didn't have the crowd control enemies capabilities because he didn't put that on. He just had a standard base range of 100, so he could only affect enemies within range of 100 in order for him to get back those armors and stuff. So I guess you could say he calculated based on, does he want to affect a lot of enemies so he could have a lot of armor, or does he want the armor straight out without having to use his power to grab it from them? So there are 2 ways for him to have armor. One, you put armor directly on him, and the second, you put range on him in order to grab armor back from enemies onto him. So like I said, pretend like this is 250. Typically you want his range to be maxed out. You want it to be 280, but if you can't, 250 is the closest, or should I say the smallest you should go. The smallest. And then I guess coaxium drift will go here to make it 250. So that, with that said, you then go into your abilities kit and you will look into the 4th and you will see the range and you will see the duration period, which is 12 seconds for the 4th ability to kick into effect before it's not needed to be used anymore, or to be affected onto enemies. See, it says here, charge to transform health into hardened scarab armor. So charge to transform health into hardened scarab armor. So yeah. So once it grabs enemy, it says discharge to blast enemies with scarab swarm. Survivor have their health drained and bestowed on allies. Charge to transform health into hardened scarab armor. Yeah. So here's another reason why you want to have high health. Because if you have high health, he's going to take from his health and put into his armor. That's why I have this at 6,000. So he'll take from this health and he'll substitute and put onto the armor. And at the same time, it will blast enemies blast enemies with scarab armor. So once you take the health from the Warframe and then put it into the armor, you then blast it outwards and it hits enemies. And that damage that's done onto the enemies is bestowed on allies. So even if an enemy managed to survive, the health is drained and put bestowed on the allies. So it doesn't completely go away. It also is bestowed on Inaros as well. So it just doesn't go to your allies, it goes to Inaros as well. It's a very weird Warframe. Yeah. So his setup that he had for Inaros was correct. 7,000 is good. 800 is also good. But if you're going for a range build to crowd control enemies and to stun them, and I guess the stun radius is like a full 12 seconds. Then you'll need something that is 250 to 280. Because once they start getting within 200 range, that's when they start to become a problem. A lot of enemies are going to be capping you from a distance. So if you could get rid of them at 250 and beyond before they even get to you, then you already win half the battle. Or should I say you already won most of the battle by setting up your mods correctly and everything. So yeah, there are two Inaros builds. This is the range Inaros for grabbing health and armor, or just to grab armor, or convert health into armor. And then this one is the Warframe that uses pure armor and health both at the same time, and don't regard range as part of its equation. So here is just in the 6,000 and here's in the 800. So this is good to be in 800, but you want this to still be to grow a little, to be in 7,000. So once this Warframe is maxed out to 17, you can then take it up to 7,000. So this last slot will be the slot that you put in for that 7,000, and then you put whatever you want here. With regards to our NARs, obviously you want to put health in here and substitute and remove energy siphon, and then put something called where is it, the aura physique. You put physique in, and then you put coaction drift with physique to increase health. So this is this is set up for Naros. I didn't even selected the arcane because I didn't need to select the arcanes. His arcanes are obvious. They're all health related arcanes. So you select arcane, like arcane victory and arcane and arcane and arcane pulse. So obviously you put arcane pulse and arcane victory in to give him more health because this is a health based warframe. So that was it. That was the Naros kit, and now I'm going to move on to, since I only have like 20 minutes, I might have to actually do another video tomorrow. I thought this was going to be my last showcase video, but apparently Friday is going to be my last video. I chalk that, I chalk it up to the Nara mission and Naros, because I completely disregarded Inaros completely, and I forgot that he's pretty much a good tank if you know how to use him. So for right here, this is all good. You can substitute energy siphon for physique, and for this last slot over here, you could put another health mod here. That way you have 800 armor,
and that way you have 7,000 health here. And once you max this out to like rank 30, it'll definitely be in the 7,000 and 8,800 range armor, or maybe goes to 900 based on if you want to add more armor and leave this just the way it is. So either way, it's good. This is low range, tanky Inaros. This whole build right here, and the arcanes that you put right here are Victory and Pulse. And then this is a higher range arcane build. And in this higher range one, you'll put in um, armor, arcane guardian instead of arcane health. Um, so you could have more armor. But then now think about it, do I really want both on? If I could put just Pulse on and Victory on for more health, rather than wasting my time with more armor. But then I look at it again. See, then I look at it again, it's 500. So I need the armor to substitute for the low armor ratio. So either way, I will need more armor regardless of how I see it. So his whole thing is range
High.
high. So I'm about to get out of Inaros right now, and I think I'm done with him. So this is range Inaros, and this other one was tank Inaros. Both are good. Both are pretty beefy, but it depends on what you're going for. So that's it for Inaros. That was his kit. He is a tank. I didn't know why I didn't consider him a tank. And he is a mid-range to high-range Warframe. But enough of him. Now I could finally get into Mesa. And I guess I'll leave Korra for tomorrow. In fact, you know what I'll do? Since I don't have enough time right now, I really don't. It's been like 3 hours now. Yeah, it's been a full 3 hours. The last Warframes are probably going to be the ones. I said Nyx, I said Mesa, and I said Korra. Damn it, man. Which is quicker? I'm trying to think which one is quicker to define so I could get it done quick in 10 minutes. Um, Nyx is quicker. Okay, so I'll get Nyx done real quick, and then Korra and Korra and Korra Korra and Mesa. Yeah, I think Korra and Mesa are more complicated than Nyx. Yeah, so I'll get Nyx done real quick right now, and then I go straight into Korra and Mesa tomorrow. So I didn't want to do it Naros today. It was just supposed to be, you know, just supposed to be my Warframes of Sarn, and then supposed to be Nyx, it's supposed to be Mesa, and it's supposed to be Korra. That was supposed to be it. There wasn't supposed to be any Inaros, but I completely forgot Inaros is a tank and is a mid-range to high-range Warframe. So glad I was able to meet that guy mission so I don't forget. However, Grendel can be a mid-range to high-range Warframe, but I need it to be proven that he can be a high range. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I don't mean that's what I'm going to do right now. What I'm going to do right now is next, but in the future I will do a Grendel build to see how high Grendel can go. But for right now, I'm just showcasing Nyx. She'll be my last one for today, and then I'm calling it a day. Okay, so this is the next build. Um, there's no point in putting armor on this Warframe because this Warframe's armor is 125.
So armor wouldn't work on this Warframe, even if you do put lots of armor on. You won't be able to get past 300 anyway, and you'll be wasting a lot of capacity slots. So this is the build for Nyx. Now the standard Nyx Warframe is, her base is, this is her base kit. 125, 225, 300, and shields of 375. So her main thing is her shields and her health. Not so much energy, not so much armor. But her energy is decent enough. Her energy is decent enough for you to get away with. But the main thing takeaway is health and shields. That's what it is. Health and shields. So with that considered, you already know what you need to do from the very beginning. Put lots of health on this Warframe. Put lots of shields on this Warframe. Or put a balance of health and a balance of shields on this Warframe, and then work with other stuff as well to balance those off. So you don't need a lot of health on this Warframe, and you don't need a lot of shields on this Warframe. You just need a decent amount for it to be tanky. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep the Arcane Energize on, and since I'm going to be using a firing rate weapon, I'm going to keep this on as well. And for my aura, well, I don't need to even do this. I already put it on. So this is basically what I did. So I'm not going to put them all on individually. I'll leave it here. So this is basically what I did. Arcane Energize, Arcane Acceleration, Prime Sure-Footed, Corrosive Projection, because her, once you cast her third ability, it affects enemies all around her. And the more you reduce their armor, the better it'd be. But for some reason, I believe that they nerfed corrosive projection and put it to 18 armor. Well, I could be wrong. It could have been always been that way to begin with, but for some reason, it feels like they nerfed it from where its standard was 45 reduction of armor by 45, I believe, and they made it 18. Or maybe it wasn't even 45. Maybe it was just 25, and they reduced it to 18. Either way, it's been nerfed. So if you don't want to put corrosive projection in, I would say put, since she's a elemental caster, well, not really an elemental caster. I would say she's more like psionic wave caster, which is kind of elemental, but it's mostly mind melding stuff, or mind theory, or telekinesis. I don't know. Basically, use energy siphon to give yourself more energy back, but you don't have coaction drift over here, so that kind of makes energy siphon pointless. But this is an all-rounder Nyx build, so a lot of knockdowns is not going to happen from an all-rounder. A lot of knockdowns is going to happen from enemy level 100 and higher. So then, in that case, you could always put energy siphon in place here. But all the rest of this is okay. Everything else is okay. So this is the setup you want for your Nyx all-rounder build. Like all these videos with regards to all these Warframes are all-rounder. So if you really don't want to have this in here, you just put the Prime Sure-Footed in here, and you just put whatever other aura here. But if you want to always have energy every single time, put energy siphon in here and put coaction drift in here. So you always have energy. Energy here, energy. Boost towards energy here, energy here, energy here, and energy here, and energy here. All three are energy conservers or energy distributors, as well as this here energy, as well as this here. She's pure energy. She's going to be receiving energy from 3 different places, here, here, and of course from here as well. and then she's going to have 2 efficiency in order to conserve the amount of energy she's using. So that's great. So now you put in assimilate, which is to allow her to move and kill things while she's moving. Whereas back in the days, she didn't have this mod, which means she was stuck standing in place trying to keep all the enemies at bay, focusing on her. Now she can move around as much as she wants to. So yeah, and adaptation is standard, and of course, Umbra Fibers. I mean, not Umbra Fibers, Umbra Vitality, and Prime Vigor, and Prime Continuity. So this is the best all-rounder build for her. Yes, you want more range if you're trying to do her third ability, but if you're trying to get a balanced set of both energy, of both health, of both shields, of both efficiency, of both range, of both I don't know, well, not range, like range. I guess you could take away and then make it 160, but that's not good. So a range of 100 is fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is an all-rounder Nyx build. An all-round to me, anything from range of 100 to 145. If it's not 100 to 145 and it's below that range, like it's at 50 or 60 or 70 in range, then that means it was part of that all-rounder that it doesn't matter that Warframe has range or not. Like I was using Gauss. Gauss range was below 100, and yet he was able to sprint past the standard 100 range because it didn't require for him to actually have long range in order to use his ability, which allows him to sprint for long distances. So yeah, there's that. So this is the next all-rounder, and I'm going to test her in mission. But first, I'll show the abilities and the amount of energy they conserve, as well as the amount of range they have and duration. Yeah, so that's the setup for Nyx. So now I'll try her in mission. And this time I'll change my options to the proper setup. Because I had her, or at least I had a Warframe with Sprint. Okay. So I'll just pick, since this is the last mission I'm going to do, I'm just going to select um, Cetus. I'll select the regular bounty and Cetus. It's going to be a hard bounty, but it's still not going to be much in comparison to something like the Archons. And this should be a quick 5-minute mission, and I should be done.
Got something. Heavy hitter like you needs a little snack, yeah? One more off the docket. Hop to.
It is happening again. Once more they round us up.
Once more they clap their cursed veils on our faces. Bring our people back, Sura. Show Narmer we will never submit.
The commander in charge of this detachment is hiding somewhere near my waypoint. Draw them out and eliminate them. The loss of that commander will lead to uncertainty and infighting among his former troops. Good work. The enemy has put heavy guard around one of their mobile armored vaults. We need to break in and take what's inside. Move to the waypoint to accept this mission.
Okay, so Okay, so the beautiful part about her fourth is that she can roll using the fourth. She can also do melee strikes using the fourth, as well as using pistols using the fourth. It limits her range in order to use range attacks with regards to speed. But it doesn't even matter um, because I'm sleepy. That's why. That's why it doesn't matter. And I'm not thinking because I was supposed to end this like 10 minutes ago. But yeah.
We're in. Take the resources. Mission complete. These resources will be supremely useful to our cause. I've detected troop buildup in the region. If you accept this mission, move to the waypoint and disrupt the force before they can mobilize.
Okay, so this is a control
Target
ability.
spotted. Strike fast and take out as many as you can.
Now I'm controlling a war. I mean,
Another mass of enemies.
okay,
Take the fight to them.
enough of you. So here's the beautiful part.
I've located another mass of enemies.
Once you put on the fourth
Take the
ability,
fight
it can't
to
do
them.
anything to you.
I've located another mass of enemies.
That's why
Take the
anyone
fight to them.
that says Nick's fourth ability is the most useless, they never actually used Nick's fourth effectively in a mission.
I've
So
located
they keep
another mass of
launching,
enemies.
they
Take
keep
the
launching
fight to
grenades
them.
at her, and she's not dying. So it doesn't even matter.
I've located another mass of enemies. Take the fight to them. I've located another mass of enemies. Take the fight to them. I've located another mass of enemies. Take the fight to them.
Yeah, I might have to call it a day, man. I basically showed all her skills anyway. I showed the first, I showed the third, I showed the second, and also I had the fourth, the bubble over her. So, um, but I'll try to continue at least maybe one mission tomorrow with her again. But tomorrow is going to be purely Cora, Mesa, and that's it. I covered all the warframes I need to cover. Trying to think of. Yeah. Yeah, Cora, Mesa, and what was the one other? There's still one there. Cora, Mesa, and that's it. I mean, there's only one way for me to find out. I believe it's only Cora and Mesa. Because I'm doing Nyx right now. Yeah, it's only Cora and Mesa. Yeah, I'm running into walls and everything now because I'm so sleepy now. So what I'll do is I'm gonna call it a day right now and pick up where I last left off tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm gonna make it real quick with Nyx and show her kit better tomorrow. But it's gonna primarily be Mesa and Cora. It's just gonna be pure Mesa and Cora. If I do Nyx again, it's probably going to be either at the end or at the very beginning of that video tomorrow. But tomorrow will be my very, very last day with regards to Warframe builds. I mean, I don't really care about running into any new tanks. Um, the fact that I even decided to consider the Narrows to be up in there as one of the mid-level to high-level tanks is something I completely forgot. But at the same time, it's not like he's a sought-after Warframe. He's just a Warframe that players use when they don't want to, I guess, worry about dying a lot. So yeah, um, I still consider someone like even Nova and Mirage to be more important than Inaros. That's why I always had him at mid-level. But now that I think about it, he is mid-level to high-level. So yeah, I had to speak about Inaros. But for Nyx, this is the showcase for Nyx. She's the last here, and tomorrow I'm going to continue a mission with her, probably about 5 minutes, and then the remainder of that stream will be purely set for Cora and for Mesa. Nothing but Cora and Mesa. Nothing but Cora and Mesa tomorrow, and maybe a very a very small smudget of Nyx, but it's going to be mostly Cora and Mesa. So yeah, my words are getting all slurry and everything, and I can't even say things right anymore because I'm so tired. So yeah, I gotta call it a day. I'll see whoever it is tomorrow.